Welcome to Week 9 podcast. Okay, hey, welcome, folks. I'm Sam, and with us we have Rob, as always. Hey, on today's podcast, before we start talking about matchups, let's talk about playoffs.
Okay.
Or, well,
Playoffs.
standings.
Hey, you know.
Um, let's spend some time on it right here. Let's look at our conference, Rob. Conference 1. I think okay. Let's go. El Oso Verde 6-1, Gangrene 3-4, Kales 3-4, Brady for Rent 2-5.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, the first thing I have to say is normally we'd be rolling into the half part of our season, but there is no such thing as normal any longer in the United States of America. It's all just gone out the window and down the toilet. So right now we're going down the home stretch, guys. So glad to know you. We got 3 games to go, and we're rolling into that critical part of the division match. El Oso Verde basically stomped out the world due to any number of issues, gangrene, injuries, Kells, probably injuries, Brady for Rent. So it's hey, kudos there. But there's going to be quite a battle for that wild card spot, or maybe not. But yeah, El Oso Verde is like one win away from having it wrapped. 1 win or 1 loss by Gangrene and Kells, and he's already sitting pretty. So now he's just worried about that first round bye, huh?
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Well, let's go to the other division. You want to go to the other division now?
Well, I just want to say, if only I could have taught him as well in math as I did in fantasy football. Anyway, moving on.
Let's go to the other division. Autumn Wind at 5-2, the Bagger of the Bat at 4-3, Ninja Assassin at 3-4, and Bruin Maniacs 2-5.
Yeah, I mean, this Autumn Wind. Okay, now Autumn Wind's got a good team, so we'll just put that up right there. The Bagger of the Bat, he's 1,044, but it's got to be the quietest 1,044 that the Bagger of the Bat's ever put up. It seems like he's not that good. But there he is, kind of hanging around, going for the season high score. So it's just, right now it's, I don't know, Sam. I mean, you're going to have to get it going here pretty quick. You have the quarterbacks to do it, even though Roethlisberger's got 2 bad knees now. So it's when Bernie, he just underperforming guys this year. So it's. I mean, right now, El Oso Verde and Autumn Wind are looking pretty good for playoffs. And the Bagger of the Bat, he's got a bunch of 3 and 4 guys behind him. But I wonder if any of us are going to be contenders or if we're all just going to be pretenders.
Mm-hmm. So where is the wild card coming from? That's the big question here. Will it be Gangrene? Will it be the Bagger of the Bat? Will it even be Ninja Assassin?
I don't know. I had a quarterback to put up -3 on Sunday Night Football. I mean, how's it going to be me? So it's like, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, Tay's probably going, come on, guys, I suck this year, and you're not giving me anything. It's a frustrating feeling. So it's what are you going to do? If I was going to make a prediction right now, and I'm hoping to get myself back into this, as I'm sure Kells and Ninja is. I mean, obviously Bernie and Brady are still there, but it's a big uphill climb for them with 3 weeks to go and down those amount of points. I mean, I'm taking those 3 teams right now. So, but I'm playing it to the ending. So let's roll.
For sure. Let's go to the next conference and division. The Hart Foundation at 4-3, Big Revis at 4-3, High Rollers also at 4-3, and Degenerate Bastards coming up at 2-5.
All right. So first off, if I'm not mistaken, we're Hart Foundation Big Revis is 1 point different last week, and this week now they're 2. So I mean, we're really just surging here, right? Mm-hmm. High Rollers has got himself right back in this mess too. So that's a fascinating division. And it's like you add a bunch of 4-3s. Well, it looks like you're a bunch of 4-3s because you got a bunch of good teams in that division. And Degenerate is, obviously no slouch at all. He's suffering with the quarterbacks and the injuries. A team very similar to mine. Rolling in there at 2-5, though he's on the two game slide. It's probably got real late for him. We'll have to get him on 1 more week this year or 2. I know he started a new job, so I don't want to impose on him. but he's fun to have in there. At least we'll get him going, hopefully, with the playoffs a couple times. On the flip, and if you jump over the other side, System Twister, I mean, he finally won a game, right?
Yeah. Very good way, too. I mean, the points he put up anyways. Yeah, 4-3, Savs 4-3, Wolfpack 3-4, Straight LA 3-4.
Well, I mean, here's the situation, and Sabs is a prime player. He's a great player. Like, here's the situation: is he the lowest scoring guy in the league? I'm scrolling up and down. He is.
Yeah.
Guys, what the fuck you doing, letting him hang around at 4-3, tied with you? I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, you're gonna have to kill. You got to kill the king to be the king, you know. So it's. I don't know. Is he just kind of lucking out on some weeks? He's got a 103-point differential. That looks like he should be hanging around, you know, degenerate bastards territory, but he's sitting there one win away from the top. I mean, I don't know the schedule right now. Nobody knows the schedule because of the weird schedule we got to put out there. It doesn't show up till tomorrow, unless you actually go back and consult your Excel spreadsheet from earlier this season. But it's if you play System Twister this week, you could be on top of that division in the driver's seat, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's still anybody's.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's still anybody's game, still, right?
Yeah.
Next week, next week we'll find out definitely. You know who's gonna be gone. I mean, who's out of contention. You know what I mean? But still anybody's game.
Maybe.
So you're saying I have a chance?
Well, yeah. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, BK beat Autumn Win, and then next thing you know, you're right there in the driver's seat, right? So, I mean, that's a lot of people in the driver's seat of this car. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's good. Let me just comment. It's good. I like it. This is competitive. It's exciting right now. But man, I look forward to going back to a full schedule. I don't know if we're going to go back to 14 or if we're going to adjust it down to 12. But I can just tell you this: 10 is just not enough.
No.
But it's been 0.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and to stay in their division. I mean, I'm sorry, their conference, and let's talk about our first matchup: Savs versus the Hart Foundation, 160-139. So yeah,
okay.
Savs pulled it out. Amazing performance from Kyler Murray for the Hart Foundation, but not enough.
Yeah. Well, all right. I went over and grabbed a beer here. Let's see. Let me scroll down to this game. I was on pins and needles. Obviously, I can't believe that I didn't remember that Savs, behind the massive performance of Kirk Cousins and Lamar Jackson, managed to pull that thing out over, as you mentioned, a great performance out of Kyler Murray. And Kyler Murray did play well in that game. His coach, I don't know. I think Kyler may make it if they don't destroy him. His coach, I don't know. That game, I mean, I think there was 117 4th and 1s by the Arizona Cardinals. And I think they actually only converted on 2 of them, but they tried every last one of them. So interesting football game there. Yeah. Hart Foundation just couldn't find enough this week. Savs rolling up 160. Mission Jackson, DJ Chark. God, that game was on. That Jacksonville Houston game was like featured on Red Zone in the morning. It would to the entire world's chagrin. Like, come on, Houston and Jacksonville, who cares? Christian Kirk, nice game.
Yes.
Yeah, it's his dominating performance. James Robinson, man, he ran a wide receiver and a running back from Jacksonville out there and put up 160 points. I think it was his week, Sam.
Yeah, he did very well for 160. But yeah, the Hart Foundation, not enough. Big old 0 from Justin Jackson, like you said earlier, and
well, enough. God, I mean, all they do is throw the ball there in San Diego. They don't catch it, unfortunately, but they do throw it a lot. So yeah, it's tough. That's a tough loss for Hart Foundation. So. But Sav certainly showed up at the 160, and they had a nice roster this week.
Yeah. Let's go on to our next matchup: Big Revis versus Wolfpack. Wolfpack won it 173.
Big Todd and Big Mark. I look forward to the Cody Mark showdown as the season rolls on here. Oh my God, it's all the way at the bottom of my list here. Yeah, Tom Brady, -3. That was awesome. Patrick Mahomes, 45, so he netted 42. God. I'll talk about the Tom Brady performance here instead of on my side. I mean, what the hell was that? It's like all in one night, the offensive line just showed up to be the offensive line that everybody kind of knew they were. And don't worry, things get better. While next week they get Carolina without Christian McCaffrey again. I mean, it's like we barely knew you, bro. It's they got a couple bad pass rushing teams coming in after that, and the Chiefs and the Rams. So, I mean, things should get a lot better for the old man out there, right? So, and I'm certain that, of course, he is Tom Brady, kissed by God. I think daily, actually. I'm sure he'll recover and put up like 100,000 points the next 3 weeks, you know. So it was kind of nice to see him get his ass kicked, even as I was getting my ass kicked, as Mark was getting his ass kicked. So it was good there. And then Kamara, a little bit of light showing there. He just, you know, he didn't have anybody big enough. Baltimore Ravens came in nice for him. Wolfpack had a nice week. I think he took offense to my, you know, this isn't a 200-point roster. He's flirting with it again, but as confirmed by Michael this week, my new statistician out there, this is the biggest 2-week performance out of any player we've ever had, out of Dalvin Cook, man. And so that's I mean, it's like 100. I mean, I'll go to his text, but it was just out of control. Dalvin Cook, welcome back to the league, man. I'm not saying anything else about Todd's team other than that. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger's a dick, and Tyreek Hill catches lots of passes, and I love him. So it's other than that, yeah, kudos. Big Revis. We could have been going, you know, we could have been in bad B territory here if Tom Brady wasn't, you know, 117 years old, and yeah, a sad performance. Anyways, so whatever. This is a good game by Wolfpack. He's got himself relevant again.
Yep. Let's go on to our next matchup. Straight LA Kings versus High Rollers, 191 to 168. And Rob, do you know what the bad beat is off the top of your head? I mean, 168 is pretty high. 168 is pretty high.
Well, I have to assume this is probably within that region. So it's, you know, you would think I would know this stuff, but I'll know it by the time I have to send out checks or Venmo payments, you know. So it's I would have to assume this is pretty darn close. Straight LA, he made the mistake of asking me about the playoffs, and then he goes and gets beat, probably in the bad beat. So he had both quarterbacks in Buffalo in the cold, and man, that's 85 points. Christian McCaffrey, 117. I mean, this is a good week. He just ran into the schedule just was not his friend this week, you know. You know, and unfortunately, McCaffrey, as we mentioned, you know, he's heading back to and also, by the way, what's the deal with C-Mac and the injuries always occurring on the last play of the game? So that he's in. I mean, I guess that would happen like in the first quarter. It was the last play that he played, you know, but this is always like literally like the one that took him out for 6 weeks with the ankle injury to end all ankle injuries, apparently. And he scored a touchdown on that, and he kind of twisted a little bit. This one, I didn't even see the damn play because, you know, Red Zone was too busy featuring Houston and Jacksonville, game of the century, which was actually breathlessly featuring the Seahawks and the Bills. But just bad luck there. High Rollers on the flip side, man, Aaron Rodgers. That was like 10 days ago, or it was a week ago, I guess. But it's just too easy. Deshaun Watson showing up. James Conner was trash.
Yep.
And Devontae Adams. But the Aaron Rodgers Devontae Adams combo is just ridiculous at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll tell you what, and watch out for him riding into the playoffs. If they keep that going, once Aaron Rodgers realizes that he can get his stats, Aaron Rodgers is going to get his stats. And he did take that 1 year off there, and now he's got Devontae out there playing out of his head. And so, you know, no one was asking me if I thought Devontae Adams was the best wide receiver in football, and I kind of laughed. And then I thought about it for 4 days. I still don't think he is, but man, he's playing great. Yeah, they got it going there, huh?
Let's go to let's talk about Degenerate Bastards versus Sister Twister. Scott had a good game this week. Drew Brees, Cam Newton. I couldn't make fun of Cam Newton even though I want to, but you know, Cam did well this week. 30 points.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. You know, they haven't thrown a touchdown in God knows how long, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, they had to pull everything out, including a 51-yard field goal to beat the fucking Jets. I mean, I like him. I always have. I mean, the dude's a good player, man. It's just, I don't know. I don't know about the team, but as far as fantasy goes, yeah, Drew Brees, Cam Newton, it's like the old man's club came through this week, even though Cam's only like 31, right? It's, how about Derrick Henry?
Yeah, what happened to
him? I mean, it's just everybody loading up now. Does Scott really have David Johnson on his team as a starting running back? I mean, really? He won, huh? Degenerate brother. It's a little rough over there right now. He's having trouble getting scoring out of his skill positions here. Although it's not that bad, 137, nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah.
Again, though, let me go back. Does Scott really actually start David Johnson on a week-to-week basis?
Scott.
I mean, he's got Ronald Jones and Zach Moss. I guess he has no choice.
Yeah. And Michael Thomas for junior basket came back and put up a whopping 5 points.
The Saints are back to doing what the Saints do best, and that's just, you never know who's going to get it. No. Yeah, they're pissed off at him about something. That I don't know how long they're going to keep him in the doghouse, but that game they were just too giddy, just running all over and beating the shit out of Tampa Bay however they wanted. So, good. Welcome back, Thomas. I'd be more impressed in that game. Brandon Cooks, man, he had a nice day.
Yeah.
So it wasn't enough. But again, I mean, seriously, what is this? 2016? Why are we running David Johnson out there as a starting running back in like week 10? Dude?
Scott?
I don't. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, Zach Moss, really? Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Moving on.
Let's go to our conference now. Let's talk about
Thank God.
Ninja Assassin.
The conference where nobody runs David Johnson out there, I'm hoping.
We'll find out right here. Let's talk about Ninja Assassin versus El Oso Verde. He was just too much to me. I mean, going into the late game, I had my 3 stud receivers going, but 60 points out of those 3 guys should be possible. Nope. Just a little 14 points out of those 3. Yeah, that was bad. So,
well, yeah, no, obviously this game had bad beat written on it too. He was really worried about that going in there that night. But trust me, he was really worried about it. And the world kind of figured this was going to be a 41-38 game, but of course it was 38-3. So this, Antonio Brown's not going to come in and put up 50 points right off the bat with the amount of talent they have on that team. I read an article about, somebody's talking about how if Tom Brady's into reclamation projects, there's a whole bunch of guys that are a hell of a lot more deserving than Antonio Brown,
Sure.
So welcome back to the NFL, Antonio Brown. Exactly. Nobody's excited to see it, but you got him, Sam. So Mike Evans and Michael Thomas, you had a couple guys coming back in. Mike Evans, continues to have his slow season, but that wasn't because of that. So, you absolutely had a shot going in, but then the damn first shot they show out there is like 40-mile-an-hour gust winds with a hurricane, and the quarterback put up -3 because he's old and he can't move, and the offensive line's bad. Yeah. So, also Verde had just another pedestrian week. Matt Ryan, he's resurgent now. Mm-hmm. JaMychal Hasty, 1 point. I always think about that too when I look at that. I go, man, that cost me $5 if he doesn't win this for him to get JaMychal Hasty for 1 point. I cannot wait to pass on his fantasy wins of the pickup wire to his own pocketbook, and I will wonder if we will see JaMychal Hasty at that point. But for now, as part of our arrangement, and he usually makes the playoffs. Aaron Jones, he was pissed he didn't start and he got 7, so he just continues on. It's a pretty boring game here, Sam.
Yeah. Let's go to the next matchup. Autumn Wind versus the Gang Green.
All right, so I'm just going to give it up for Autumn Wind here because I think he's got a good team. We were texting back and forth, and I said I loved my matchups this week. I really did, and I really like his team. I think he's got a great team. I mean, those receivers, it's well balanced. and it's always fun to see guys come to the league. You know, the first year they kind of struggle, the second year they start figuring it out. By the third year, they're like, okay, I kind of get it now. You know, our rules are kind of unique to what a lot of guys are playing. I don't know what leagues he's played in the past, and I mean, it's just kind of, you know, but it's pretty normal. So I mean, kudos to him. Looking at his team going in, I mean, I texted him. I said, let's go for some bad beat territory because I really, really thought we would be getting there. And then, you know, my team basically flatlines with Tom Brady and James. I mean, dude, the Steelers, they won the game, okay? But, I mean, if that wasn't the biggest mail-in no-show that you've seen in God knows how long, yeah, man. I mean, I got James Conner against the wretched Cowboys and Tom Brady on Sunday Night Football, and they combined for a -1. Not to mention DeAndre Hopkins. So anyway, let's bounce it over here to the autumn wind and just say that, I mean, Deshaun Watson is looking great. Dalvin Cook, I mean, what are you going to do with 62? And I just kind of wonder next week, you know, I mean, is he going to put up, you know, I mean, he's going to put up like 48 and be like, damn, I was hoping for more. And Dalvin Cook's a hell of a player when he's on the field, right? Yeah. You know, Keenan Allen actually managed to catch the ball, which was rare for the Chargers on Sunday. Metcalf, it's just 181 points. But really, I mean, it was Dalvin Cook, and he binged Zeke based on this podcast, and justifiably so. I should have shut up and like pumped up Zeke last week because I'm sure he might have actually, you know, played Zeke instead of Dalvin Cook, but you know, you never know. So he's got a team that can go all the way. It's he's going to need a little bit more, maybe. I mean, Elo Silverti's got some wide receivers out there that are tough to deal with. He's a little bit shy at running back, but, you know, and I don't see Zeke getting any better. But I think you're looking at, I mean, he's a contender. So kudos to you, man. I mean, it's fun playing you. I always like playing, teams that, I like playing everybody in this league. So there you go.
All right, let's go on to our next matchup. Bruin Maniacs versus Kells. So 117 to 178.
Speaking about shining up rings, man, Brood Maniacs, those two are about as rusty as mine. And he's got a couple himself. Let's focus on Kelsey. We haven't given him a whole ton of love this year, but if you're going to run Kyler Murray and Aaron Rodgers out there, you're going to be relevant at this point in the season, right? Mm-hmm. So rolling right along, that's an even points. 100 he put up there. Melvin Gordon, disappointing. Devin Singletary, you know, he's struggling at running back big time there. I don't know if he's going to have enough to get back in it with that as we turn into the cold months, but it's, Jerry Jeudy kind of showing up. Is he a rookie? He is, right?
A rookie from Alabama. Yep.
Yeah. He's good. AJ Brown and Darren Waller run the tight end out there. It's, picked up my Chiefs cast off there, coming in there real nice. And he's still got CD Lamb who put up some stuff. You know, I don't love him. What about, I'm looking at his bench here to see if he can get it going. T.Y. Hilton is, at this point, irrelevant. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're obviously disappointed there. Not quite as. I mean, I don't know if T.Y. Hilton's the bust of the season, but God damn, he's got to be close. I mean, the bust of the season is clearly C-Mac, right? I mean, he's played one fucking game here, so.
Did you want to call him a bust for an injury, though? Come on, I don't know. I don't
feel
right.
Well, I'm going to call him a bust because David took him number 1 and I took him number 2 in the whole damn thing. I mean, that's pretty significant, man. That's bust territory. I mean, you find me somebody better. I mean, I can find lots of wide receivers that are underperforming. Yeah. We got dozens of those, man. I mean, you can always go to the Cowboys and be like, well, they were good in college, but, I mean, C-Mac, he's a bust of the season. So, yeah, Kels, I mean, let's see. Those quarterbacks Kyler Murray and Aaron Rodgers are going to throw the ball a lot. So that's a team you don't want to face, and especially as you get back in that division. Those guys can get hot, and he can mess some things up. I always say that, you got to have the running backs to win in the playoffs, and you really kind of do. So, but I mean, prove me wrong. He's got a nice team. He's a lot better than he's right there in the mix.
Yeah. All right, let's go over to our last matchup: the Bag or the Bat versus Brady for Rent, 178 to 144. Tate made some adjustments. I don't know if he made some. I mean, yeah, he made some adjustments, and he got 178 this week. 51 from Josh Allen. Jeez.
I wonder if he's still working the night shift over at the hospital because, I mean, those texts are coming in a little earlier in the morning, but, you know, it's a dangerous situation to have Tate sitting there with a team that's sitting at 500 because he did make some moves again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Josh Allen, Cam Newton. Yeah, that's loves that NFC's cold weather football. That's I mean, dude, Tate's got a good team. I mean, this is a surprise to nobody, right? Yeah. So he's kind of shy on his bench.
Who's Terry McLaurin? What?
Terry McLaurin's a really nice player out of Washington. It's just that everybody's like, Washington, why? You know, which incidentally, we'd like to point out that one of the highest scores that have ever been put up in our fantasy league was by Alex Smith back in 2017. Quite interesting. So when Alex Smith is throwing the ball to Terry McLaurin, see, I can tie that in. Mm-hmm. Well, Terry McLaurin, he's a good player. He really is. I mean, you know, he got him on a good week against the Giants. I mean, who are the Giants? I mean, look at this crap. He ran Justin Jefferson, Marvin Jones, and Terry McLaurin out there and put up 178. Yeah. Wow. Ready for it?
Derek Carr.
Yeah. Yeah. Robbie Anderson. Juju had a good week.
Jeez.
Wilson did not, but he got 34 points. Wilson definitely did not have a good week. But, you know, they anointed him MVP earlier in the NFL meetings this year with the press, I think. And it was, I mean, so apparently you can still be the MVP in the NFL because they talk about you, even if you throw, you know, 2 out of 3 weeks with 4 turnovers. I don't know how it goes, you know, so.
Yeah, and Tampa Bay had a really bad week. I don't know. What's up with your Tampa Bay QB guy there, huh?
Tampa Bay?
Yeah, Ronald Jones right there. Tampa Bay. He's bad.
No,
the whole team was bad.
Who the hell cares? I mean, he fumbled like in the first play of the week last week against the Giants. And I mean, Ronald Jones. I mean, you could tell they had a ton of confidence in him when they brought in not only Leonard Fournette, who is not very good, but they have, what's his name? Oh, my God, the dude that was on the Chiefs last year is on Philadelphia. That's how quickly we forget about these guys. He used to be the perennial. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. They brought in all these old veterans because they had that much confidence in Ronald Jones to get the job done. Why are you asking me about Ronald Jones? You're coming up with all kinds of obscure crap tonight, Sam. Like DK Metcalf's the best quarterback in football. I mean, running back in football.
Receiver.
And Ronald Jones. What's up with him?
Wrong. You're all flustered now, Rob. It was receiver.
Well, yeah, but I mean, nobody in the world was watching that mess on Sunday night going, you know, if Ronald Jones would have only picked it up a little bit more tonight, they probably would have pulled this out.
It's Brady. If Brady would have played a little bit better.
DK Metcalf. Now you got me thinking. I've got Devontae Adams and DK Metcalf both coming at me. And it's like, I mean, I want triceps like DK. Trust me. And I want triceps like DK. I work on those things. So it's, we'll see what he's got, man.
We'll see. All right, folks, that's our podcast for today, for this week.
Somebody better next week. Maybe we can get Michael on here to have this argument.
And then don't forget to send in your payments if you haven't done that. So how many have sent in there so far, Rob?
Well, we're not going to publicly call people out now, but they know, those who have not paid me know exactly who has not paid me. And it is time to start thinking about paying the commission.
That's right. Okay. Don't forget waiver wires tomorrow. Get those in. And whoa! Hey, how many bottles did you drink tonight?
2.
Oh, okay. I hear a lot of clanging over there. Anyways,
I don't know.
For Rob, I'm Sam. Thanks for tuning in, folks.
All right, Sam. Thank you much, buddy.